say hi for a sec because I'm going live right now on Facebook right now. Josetta, how's everything going? Do you have any wins for us? Yeah.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, we want to hear wins. Well, Robbie's getting that set up right now.
I got 2 new customers and I've got some new followers.
Heck yeah, Josetta, that's a big win. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Mom Britt, you want to say something on Facebook for those people that are joining us over there?
We have a win. We made it to St. Louis and I'm still awake.
Running on a couple hours of sleep, but it's okay. You guys,
we arrived.
We're so excited. Okay, have you guys been doing your Grateful 8 from yesterday? Have you guys seen anything?
I did too. I didn't see nothing yet, but I did do it though.
So my first day yesterday, I had only like 2 or 3 messages, and then I did one this morning and I have like 10 messages. So it's getting more and more. So just keep going with it.
Think of something controversial or something that people, because I put out I'm grateful. Today's my birthday. I'm grateful to my husband for giving me flowers. I've had lots of response from that one. So try something like that.
Cool.
And I think you're going to see too, because I had somebody that said, oh my gosh, I love that you're doing this. I want to start doing this grateful thing for the next couple days. So I think that that's something that it's just, you're just getting the information out there.
I got it.
Exactly.
So
Awesome.
welcome. I see people getting on.
We're excited. Demita's on, Robin's on. We have some people. We got 14 people over on Facebook. Awesome. We saw Charmaine. She said small win, 3 new followers. Awesome. Kim's over there. Teresa's there. Brady's over there. Rachel's over there. Gloria, Sharon. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, you guys. Demita, Robin, any wins for us? We were just talking about the Grateful 8 that we talked my mom and sister talked about yesterday. Excuse me that I wasn't here yesterday. I was helping my wife with some work stuff. So I am back, and we got to excuse my mom and sister. They're going to hopefully join us for a little bit or as long as they can. And I'll be heading out the call and kind of teaching that and going through that today while they're gone at EMP today and tomorrow and some of next week. But anyways, Demita, Robin, any new wins that you guys got going on? Rachel said small win, new followers and new customers. Rachel, super awesome. Teresa, just by talking to others, I have gained over 200 followers. I started with 190 and it's 412 right now. Woohoo. Awesome, Teresa. Huge win. That's doubling. That's awesome. Andrea, any wins over there? Robin, you just
Hey.
have anything?
I got something.
Yeah.
So I did a reel and I just got notification this morning that it has over 500 views.
No way.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm like loving it. I love doing reels and just takes me out of my comfort zone, but I love doing them. They're fun.
How fun. Good for you, Robin. Let's see. Kim says has a reel that has over 4,000. That's awesome. Huge win. Big win that was able to grow my TikTok followers over 1,000. Cheryl. Teresa said that was just within a week and a half. You guys are amazing. Awesome. Rachel, increased my followers. Awesome. You guys are crushing it. Big win for me. I got to shave off part of my mustache for my wife. So that was this morning. She's very excited for me. So we're seeing how long I can keep this. I'm going to Ted Lasso it up a little bit. I've been talking about Ted Lasso. I love Ted Lasso. So we'll see how long I keep the mustache. But anyways, love it. Kara, yes, I see your hand up.
Hi. So, my win is actually weird. So I just want to tell everybody, don't forget your why story, because I thought about quitting in December last year, and I told myself, no, you're not going to. And then we had the 90-day challenge, but don't forget your why, because I got it reminded to me Tuesday in the sweetest way. Night to Shine prom for people with disabilities. I had customers basically buy the jewelry but donate it because they were going to pick out their outfit, and a gentleman came and he was so sweet. He's so excited, happy, got to pick his piece. And that's why I joined, because it's affordable, but you wear it, it makes you happy. And don't
Absolutely.
forget your why.
Absolutely. That is a great reason.
Tara, you are awesome.
Yes,
And
women.
Heather has talked about how amazing that you are doing, and you've just been rocking it. So way to go.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's for any of us. And I think that's, I mean, I think a why can mold over time. I know my mom's why has changed, but a great exercise to find your why, because you want something that moves you, you know, that can kind of help push you through some of like the good times and the bad, you know, maybe that you might have a bad day. We all have bad days. Business is not a straight line. It's not perfect. So we all probably know that there's going to be good times and bad times, even in our lives. But the why gets us through it. It's our purpose to keep us through it. And a great exercise for that, I've learned from Dean Graciosi. He is a stud. He talks about the 7 layers deep exercise, where you have a goal or something that you want in paparazzi, and then you say, hey, I want to make $2,000 a month. Well, why is that important to me? Well, I want to be able to quit my job. Why is that important to me? And you go down 7 layers deep until you're able to find something that's emotionally like charged for you. And that's what you're trying to find, is something that emotional, that moves you. And that's what you want. And when you find that why, share it with people. People want to know that, like, they want to see that inspiration and that kind of what you're going towards and that journey that you're on. So that is super, super awesome. Thanks for the reminder.
Robbie.
Hey, Robbie,
Yeah.
we have a sheet, don't we? A PDF that helps people kind of go through that asks that.
We do.
So do you want to put that PDF in after this call into the description? I think that would be really good.
Yeah, I'll write a note and we'll get that in there.
Perfect. I was just going to ask what his name was. So
Yeah, Dean Graciosi. His last name's kind of weird, but Dean Graciosi. If you do like Dean, DEAN, GRAS, he's popular enough, you should be able to pop him up pretty quickly. Your why. Sorry, just writing a little note. But yes. So we are getting started. I'm just looking at the chat over on Zoom. We're starting on time. I am lucky that we're starting on time, because Fraser only went 15 minutes today. So I give props to Fraser as well. But yes, I like things on time. So that helps. Let's see. Woot woot for the mustache. Alicia, you know it. It's rocking. It's still going. So I appreciate it. Okay. So today we are talking about, this week is all about converting. So from the very beginning, we've talked about this finding DMO. We've gone through these 5 different areas on our finding DMO, which is commenting, which is basically a way to go into different Facebook groups or Instagram followers and comment on what's on those groups and finding new people. Okay. Then you start building a relationship with those people. Okay. So it's just getting to know them and helping them to get to know you, and getting them to kind of that process of know, like, and trust. Getting you to get each other to know each other, start liking each other, and then hopefully start trusting each other. Okay. So there's commenting, there's creating content. We've talked about a whole week of creating content and different types of content. 3 is connecting, how we connect with people with different scripting. Converting this week is about converting. So we've talked about different ways with converting this week. And then celebrating is a big one as well. We want to make sure we're celebrating the wins, but also celebrating the losses. You know, every no brings us that much closer to a yes, and their learning experiences. And Roxanne gets it. The dance, the negativity dance, So honestly, that helps change your state. When we get a bunch of no's, it helps change us to keep us going. And so that is something obviously super important to remember. So this week's about converting. We know we're on Thursday, so we're almost closing out the week on converting. But today we are talking about the tool of a three-way chat or three-way call. What that is, I feel like, from my experience, I don't know how many people out there, I feel like we don't really utilize the three-way call very much in paparazzi, but I'm seeing that there's a way that we can use this for brand new people. So if there's some brand new people out there, like your new team members, if they don't really know all the questions, this is a perfect opportunity for them to like use this opportunity with you, this tool, that they can help get their questions answered without feeling intimidating, or if they're not confident enough to answer other questions. Okay. So we're going to be talking about this three-way group messenger group chat. And so one of the big things is they used to do calls, and Fraser actually talks about he likes the chat a lot more just because it's easier. I think it's more convenient. And if you're doing a lot of three-way chats, it's a lot easier to like, have different people comment and talk on the chat rather than having to schedule a call. So basically he kind of took us through this finding DMO flow of where we're at. So he kind of talked about, okay, we've got the FAM, the find add message over in the commenting, then you build a relationship. And then he talked about this ATQ, which is ask the question if they're interested, which is they have a yes or a no. Then you qualify them. We talked about the process of how you qualify people. The better you qualify people, the better that you don't have to be at this closer. We don't like being salesy. I mean, I don't like that. You qualify, and then you give them the tool, and then from the tool, you can come back and do a three-way chat. So that's kind of the process in what we're talking about here. And then from that three-way chat, as we talk to an upline or a sideline or someone in paparazzi to help build that trust between that prospect, the next step is to hopefully they're saying yes or no into joining the paparazzi family. Okay, so that's kind of the process of what we're talking through. And something he talked about is fortune is in the follow-ups. A lot of time I've heard fortune is in the follow-up, but it's fortune is in the follow-ups. Make sure it's not just one follow-up. Keep asking, because sometimes we think, okay, we gave them a tool and we're going to wait till they get back to me. He said online, maybe in person, back in the day, it used to be easier that like they see a tool or they go do something. It's like, okay, go back to the person that invited you, or you've seen this, and go talk to them. But he says online, it's a little differently. You got to be more intentional in going after those people and talking to them. Okay. So basically a three-way chat, just kind of talking you through it today, is actually going to be probably pretty quick, and maybe we can open it up to some Q&A from there. But today's the three-way chat is basically you're having a Facebook Messenger chat. So he actually gave several different types of chats you can get on. You can do a Facebook Messenger chat. So it's not a Facebook group, it's a Messenger chat. You can do a group chat on like WhatsApp, Telegram. He said he's not a big fan of like iMessage, but to keep it on to like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram as well. So kind of if wherever you found them, try and like stick to that platform because it's a little bit easier. Obviously, you found them on TikTok. I'm pretty sure that you can't message on TikTok, so maybe you can jump over to WhatsApp or see how else you can do that. Good question, Roxanne. I don't know. He didn't really go into it for some reason. He wasn't the biggest fan, but I'm still a proponent of just trying things out. If he doesn't like it, something he said about WhatsApp is like you get their number, so iMessage. I don't know. Maybe like on Facebook, a guess is maybe you can see if they've seen the message or not. I know read receipts. Everybody doesn't have a read receipt. That's a guess. So I'm not sure about that. Snapchat, I would try it out. I'm not super familiar with Snapchat. I used to have it and use it back in the day. I don't currently use it. So I don't know if you can do a group chat on Snapchat. If you can, try it out and see how it goes, Kimberly. So again, basically the strategy or the principle here is you're getting a group of 3 of you together on some sort of tool or some sort of way, okay? Whether that's Facebook Messenger chat or WhatsApp or some sort of chat messenger, okay? It's going to be you, your prospect, and then like an upline or sideline, okay? Someone that's been in the business long enough that can help you out with answer some questions, okay? And he said, once you get in there, what you're going to want to do is he kind of talked through a couple of different scripting, so I can go through this. But basically what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to build trust with the prospect because they know and like you enough and trust you enough to go see the tool. So this is after the tool. You've shown them some sort of tool that we've talked about before. And now you're going to build trust with this new person you're coming in. So just like a stranger or a friend, if you add another friend to the mix, you kind of want to introduce them and help them to build a little bit of trust in between, right? And what's nice is by this time, they've built a little bit of rapport and trust with you, that adding in a new person, it's going to be a little bit easier because you're kind of a reference point, okay? So basically, once you add them into this group messenger, what you're going to do is either do a voice text. That way people kind of, I like voice text just because you can kind of get a little bit more of a personality there. But if not, you can do a chat. And you say, around the lines, hey, prospect, you know, let's just say, obviously their name, you want to use their names. It's more personal when you use their names. Hey, prospect, I want to introduce you to my upline. She's an absolute legend. She's awesome. She's amazing. Some sort of way to build them and talk about how awesome they are. She's been in the business for, let's talk about Roxanne. She's been in the business for 5+ years. She's been crushing it. She's been doing she's been taking it to the next level right now. I absolutely love her and everything that she's doing in her life right now. Talk her up. And she's the one that got me started. Okay. Now, hey, Roxanne, hey, Upline, I want to introduce you to this prospect, this person, obviously speak their name. I got to know them on Facebook, so you can kind of know where you got to know them. Hey, this is one of my personal friends. This is a cousin. Let your upline know where you found them and how they are connected to you. I know they're going to be a great addition to the family. I know that they're going to crush this. Would you mind telling your story of where you were at the beginning? Or would you mind telling your story where you're at 6 months ago? Would you mind telling your story? That way, our story is a huge tool to help us build an emotional connection with somebody. That's why we want to learn how to tell our story effectively. And we actually have training on how to do that. So if you go into our recruiting course on our website, you can go check that out. And we can talk about the 4 main steps of how to tell our story. And we want to make it simple, right? Especially if this is a group chat, do a voice message. You want that story in like 2 minutes or less. You want to do it simple and to the point, but still have an emotional connection there, okay? How you got started and help answer any questions that they might have. So basically the upline's going to go in, tell their story and say, hey, I'm super excited to meet you. I'm here for anything that you need, obviously answer any questions. How can I help you? What questions do you have, right? So it's basically just the process and the overall, it's pretty common sense how you do it, but I feel like it's a great tool for you to be able to introduce someone else. And to me, I actually was something I heard. I was a missionary for my church for 2 years. And something that says in the Bible is out of the mouth out of 2 or 3 witnesses shall my word be known, right? I might butcher the scripture, but basically overall, it's when you have more voices telling them something, it's easier. That's why reviews are nice. That's why reviews are a big deal, because you hear more people saying, yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good deal. Okay. So that's another reason why the 3-way chat tool can be a good, effective tool for us, is because you're getting another person's point of view and their opinion and kind of passion into why paparazzi is a great thing, rather than just a one-on-one. Okay. So again, these are a lot of different tools that we use that you can use a part of this, a part of your toolbox. This is just a toolbox. This whole 90 days is a toolbox for you to use at different times. Okay. And maybe you're using a hammer for a while and it's not working. It might not mean that the tool is not working. Maybe we just got to adjust because you're pounding it on the bottom, not on the top, right? So we just got to plan, do review, and refine that tool a little bit. But it's a great way of using these different tools and see how they work effectively for you, especially with your strengths, and go from there. Okay. So the dare, we're going to talk about the dare today. The dare is going to be doing a 3-way messenger chat with somebody someone that has watched a tool or that has done a tool, that you've given them a tool or been exposed to one of the tools that we've given to them. Okay. And so you're going to do it with anybody that you've spoken to recently that you know has been exposed to a tool. Okay. So, and especially if they haven't given you a definite answer that they want to like sign up or not. Okay. Or if you haven't followed up with them about something. Okay. So if you didn't follow up with them or something with that, like you can start out with a chat like, hey, I know it's been a while since we last spoke. I would love to, get on this messenger chat with this other person that's in paparazzi. She's like she's a great friend of mine. She's actually the one that got me started with paparazzi. She's helped me through thick and thin. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to open it up to, that's the dare today that we're going to be talking about. So we want you to practice all the types of, everything that we do. The reason we have a dare is for you to practice the tool and for you to actually like practice it and get used to it. Okay. And something I love saying is progress, not perfection. Don't worry about this being perfect. Just worry about being like progress and practice and practice, practice. Okay. So I'm going to open it up to some Q&A. So if you want to raise your hand here on Zoom, or if you have any questions over in Facebook, I'm actually going to be looking through the questions. I've been watching super well right now, and I'll be we'll be opening up to some Q&A for this last 5-ish minutes or so. So if you have any questions, raise your hand in Zoom. If not, throw it in the chat on Facebook, and we will, I'll start seeing if I can answer some of these questions that we have. Let's see. Charmaine, my business page. Okay, cool. Let's see. On Facebook, I don't know if you're reading this, Charmaine, talking about if you're doing your three-way call, make sure you just kind of do it on the platform that you're going to be doing the tool on, or like if you found that person. So I mean, if they're a personal friend, then maybe an iMessage could be easy, right? If you found them on Facebook, keep it to Facebook. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? And this could be any questions whatsoever that you have. It doesn't have to be about the tool. It could be anything in paparazzi, any way that I can help out at all. That would be awesome. Let's see. Connect with people on your Facebook. I rejoin, message. Kimberly Kerr, isn't a three-way conversation the same as an opportunity call? It depends, honestly, what your definition of an opportunity call is, because I've heard of many different things. It might be an opportunity. I've heard opportunity Q&A. I've heard of the customer appreciation night thing that we have. Maybe Kimberly, give me a little bit more information, what you mean by your opportunity, what your definition of opportunity call would be, and maybe we can go into that. What do you think about a three-way video call with, three-way call with video? Yeah, absolutely. Try it out. Just say, hey, I would love to get on a video chat. What times works best for you? And then we can actually get there. Because obviously, to me, a video, I think there's different layers of how you can connect with somebody. Video, audio, text, or like some sort of message, and then like a group message, right? I mean, if I get a group message, I don't feel like it's very personal to me. It's easier for me not to like answer the question or kind of like not give a personal like immediate response. But if I get a personal message, it's a lot easier for me to focus on doing that. Kimberly said, I love Google Meet. Robin, what tools do you suggest using? Which part of where you're at of what you talked about? What tools would you suggest using in finding people, in, there's selling different tools, there's recruiting different tools. What tools are you suggesting, or are you talking about from there? Kimberly, actually, Roxanne, I'm seeing an answer with Kimberly. So awesome. She said, I would say it's different because it's more of a direct conversation with the potential instead of having them listen. Okay, awesome. I love that, Roxanne. Thank you. I think it feels more personal and tailored to your prospect. Awesome. Recruiting. Robin, so I would say a lot of those tools are things that we've been talking about in this 90-day, because a lot of this 90-day is not just following. It's not just finding people. Sorry, not following. It's about finding people, but also working them through the progression of converting them to be a customer or also a new team member. So it's like, okay, if I barely find somebody, what is the process of me finding this person to getting to know them? What's the process for me to build trust with them and then qualify them to see if this is actually a prospect or a suspect that we talked about? And then giving them a tool and then converting them into, okay, how can I get this person to sign up, right? Our team member, because I feel like building the team is always the best way for us in paparazzi. I mean, selling the paparazzi jewelry is awesome, and we love the jewelry, but also building a team is where the passive income comes from, and we are able to build relationships that way and build it into a business, not just being a business operator. Because I see a business operator is just selling the jewelry, because if you're not making money while you're sleeping, you're being a business operator. Okay, you have to show up to make money. We're trying to be business owners where we're making money while we're sleeping. Okay, so that means the team is working with us. That's building leaders, and also setting up your selling into ways to make money while you're sleeping as well. Maybe you've got a website, maybe you're pushing people there and not having to go, live. Live is obviously a great way to make money and to find people, but the goal is to build your team and to build that additional resource, that income stream that way. Kimberly, what if your personal upline isn't available for a three-way call? Great question. Kimberly, I would suggest finding a sideline or someone else that you trust in paparazzi that can help you there. Okay. And that goes for anybody, right? I mean, this is a huge tool for us. again, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, but also any new people. This is a great way to remove the barrier. If your new people are scared to talk to people because they don't know all the questions, hey, don't worry about it. Let's make this easy for you. I would love to get on a call or a chat or a video call on any of these people that might be interested in paparazzi. And I'm here just to help answer questions and help them to really, my goal is to help them sign up with you because I want you to build this business together. Okay. Robin, thank you. Yes. And I would even just say, Robin, like set it up. I mean, to me, look, I've got whiteboards everywhere. That is my creative space. Okay. I've got whiteboards everywhere. And I got these for $15 from Home Depot. They're 4x8 big pieces, 4 foot by 8 foot pieces. Okay. They're not perfect like a whiteboard. If you want to buy a whiteboard, like now they're like $200 or $300. I mean, they're a chunk of money. And what I do is I just like see, okay, I want to be able to see it. I'm a visual learner. So I'm going to say, okay, here's a person I found. What's the process to converting them all along the way? Okay, to a new sign up. Okay, how do I get to know them? Or how do I find these people? Okay, let's use FAM. Let's do this. Here's my tools here. How do I build a relationship with them? Here's some different tools how to do this. Make sure I'm always asking questions to keep the conversation going, commenting on their stuff, responding, getting to know them, building that relationship. Okay, how do I get over to here for them to like want to like be exposed to my business? Okay, here's this tool, here's this tool, here's this tool, right? That way you can see it yourself and you understand the whole process rather than like, okay, I got to use this tool, this tool, this tool, this tool, right? But now you can understand it on a high level and you can be a little bit more customizable. You can be a little bit more adaptive to it, right? First of all, it's easy. The training wheels, let's use the training wheels, but eventually you want to be able to ride your bike and be a little bit more advanced, right? Latria, you have your hand up. How can I help you?
So I want to say this because it may motivate Kim because it has motivated me. So Kim, I cannot tell you if my sponsor still sells paparazzi. I absolutely don't even really care. So last year when I decided I wanted this for me. When I went to convention last year, I absolutely grabbed Brittany and said, Brittany, because I grabbed the pamphlet from Mama Frank and I saw it had training on there. And so I absolutely started doing the training from Mama Frank. That was one of the things because I wanted this from me. So like I said, I can't tell you if my sponsor still does paparazzi or not. It was because I wanted this from me. And let me tell you something. I absolutely like to cried on my live the other night when I realized that last year, January 2022, I only made $75. But last month, I ended my January making $1,500. So let me say, sweetie, you don't need a sponsor. You just need to change your mindset and say you want this for you. You have the training. We have amazing uplines who want to help us. And that's all that matters. I just ended a week with gaining not one, but 2 people that said, hey, I want this as well. And they just joined me. And I've already claimed that I'm going to make director this month.
Heck yeah.
So no, don't worry about your sponsors, babe. You got amazing people right here with you that's in this chat that's wanting it. And we got amazing people helping us. And that's all that matters. So hopefully I can like motivate you to say, girl, don't worry about your sponsor. We can all sponsor you and do whatever we need to do to motivate each other. And that's all that counts.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Mindset is literally everything. Don't be reliant on someone else for your success because you can't control them, right? You can't control them. And it's just like something that we do on our onboarding call is we manage expectations and we talk about this idea of independence and dependence. And we say, hey, guess what? At the beginning, you're going to be kind of like a kid. You're going to be dependent on me over here, right? But just like a kid, they want to become independent. And how long do you think a kid's going to last? Like holding on to their mom their entire life, right? Not very long. There's going to be a time where the mom has to push them out of the nest a little bit for them to actually grow and stretch their wings and actually to grow, right? So it's like, okay, when do you want to be, you're going to be dependent on me for a while, but guess what? My goal is for you to be independent of me because I know when you be independent of me, just like Latria, you're taking ownership and accountability of your actions and you don't need to rely on me. You don't need to rely on me. You can do whatever you want. Obviously, I'm here to help and to support, but we want this to be on you. And I think that that comes a sense of confidence that like, hey, I don't need, my sponsor or my upline for my success. Obviously we can collaborate and I want to be able to be successful and use them as a resource, but I don't need them. So I'm just looking at the time. We got new releases in 3 minutes. Super excited that you were able to all come, seeing some awesome wins, seeing all you guys on here. I love you. Super excited for you. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Love you guys. Bye-bye.